Shiv, Imran Khan, very upset, seems very disheartened, has no choice now. It appears that he's going to be facing the no-confidence motion. He has not resigned, but nonetheless has pointed fingers at America, who's trying to use the opposition leaders to try and dethrone him, saying that he's disappointed with the Supreme Court for not taking cognizance and filing a suo motu case and taking up this matter for investigation.
Nabila, Imran Khan is never short of any drama, but there was a certain bitterness in his voice, in this 40-minute speech that appeared to suggest that here's a man who's made peace with what's going to happen. He didn't formally concede. It looks like that no trust motion is going to take place and go through tomorrow. But this sounded like a bitter Imran Khan, who's basically resigned to his fate. Not really conceding, but practically conceding to the wave that's about to sweep him out of power, and it'll be the first time in history that a no trust vote will have done so. We don't know if that's going to happen tomorrow, because the things that Imran Khan said are also unprecedented. At a time when the Supreme Court has basically set him back, put him on the back foot, said you have no business to dissolve the assembly, the Deputy Speaker acted out of line and against the Constitution of Pakistan. Imran Khan has basically called for a revolution. If one didn't know better, it was almost like he was inciting the people of Pakistan to come out onto the roads and create chaos. Try to muddy the waters before what is supposed to be a constitutional process in the National Assembly tomorrow. So is he asking for people, to come out and riot? Is he asking for people to come out in such large numbers, that the entire process is drowned? Foundation for that, he has once again amplified, Nabila, the entire foreign conspiracy angle. That has been the bedrock of what he said. He's talked consistently about how Pakistan, like you rightly said, has become a banana republic. It's having to, do yes sir, no sir, to superpowers. And very interestingly, one of the biggest takeaways, in my opinion, of this speech is he is so bitter that Imran Khan, not once, not twice, not thrice, but 5 times in this 40-minute speech has actually singled India out for praise. Not the first time he's done it, but in one speech, 5 pieces of praise for India, where he basically says, here's a country that has an independent foreign policy. They don't take dictation from anyone. They don't bow to any superpower. That's the kind of country we so sadly are not. Incredible. He's hit out at a lot of people. He's burnt a lot of bridges. The army is already, pretty upset with Imran Khan. He's basically, a man who's resigned to his fate, I think. And he sounded like a bit of a loose cannon today.
Shiv, like you did mention, he's mentioned India multiple times in his speech, and this seems opportunistic because during Imran Khan's tenure, India and Pakistan's relations never bettered. It remained sour, and doesn't seem like Imran Khan attempted at bridging the gap at all. But at a time like this, when he's immensely cornered, Imran Khan has been lauding India and its foreign policy, India's sovereignty, and of course speaking of the public of India and how strong they believe in their own nation and look out for their own nation. Speaking of Russia and India's stance, he in fact lauds India's decision to be neutral. He speaks on those lines, almost praising India in every word that he spoke while he mentions India repeatedly, and then speaks of America, saying that this is America's conspiracy entirely. Those who do not bow down to America, this is the fate that they have to face. Imran Khan says that many of the American diplomats have been meeting with several of his opposition leaders. They've been trying to ploy this and stage this entire conspiracy to dethrone him. The victim card that Imran Khan has played today, not surprising.
Not surprising at all, but the point you made is a very important one, and I think the praise that Imran Khan had for India, there are 2 ways of looking at it, and I think they're both true, Nabila. One side, of course, is the politician, Imran Khan, who knows that in Pakistan, India is as sensitive a topic as it gets. Whenever you invoke India, you have everybody's attention. It's something that can cut both ways, but it's also a very powerful way to make a controversial point. And I think the politician in Imran Khan was using weaponizing the use of the word India to try and make a controversial point. The other side of it, the flip side of it is, I think there was genuine admiration in Imran Khan for the way India has actually handled things. Look at the way, India's handling of a shape-shifting geopolitical situation in the world is something that has actually been admired across the world. Of course, it has been criticized by, the West, countries in NATO, the United Kingdom, etc. But there is genuine admiration for a country that has handled this entire situation with maturity and not seen it in a black and white way, wanting to actually be part of the solution. And I think Imran Khan, beleaguered as he is by the kind of criticism that he's facing from within, from the opposition, from the Pakistan military, from the United States, and from many other countries as well, he's found it fit to actually express some of that underlying admiration for the way India has said, we don't take dictation for anyone, we don't bow to anyone. So I think there was a bit of both, the politician in Imran Khan as well as someone who genuinely admires the way India has navigated a very, very difficult time in this world.
Well, maybe the admiration is genuine, Shiv, but a little too late. Imran Khan should have thought of it all through the years that he was in power before allowing terror to breed on his ground, targeting India. At a time like this, when he is cornered, Imran Khan now praises India and its foreign policy and how independent we are as a nation and how we've taken a neutral stance even when it comes to Russia, Ukraine, and points fingers at the opposition to try and trample the democracy. He, in fact, constantly has been speaking of how Pakistan has never had a free and fair election, almost exposing his own country, which India has known all along. Pakistan's election, it appears, as per Imran Khan himself, is not fair. He says he wanted to introduce EVMs and many of the opposition leaders did not allow it. And it appears that they are corrupt and horse trading at its peak at this point, but Supreme Court too not taking cognizance of it. The country is in shambles. Imran Khan now pointing one after the other. Let's have a listen once again. Shiv, stay with us.
अगर आप इस तरह की चीज़ कि एक बाहर से साजिश हो के गवर्नमेंट कर रही है और वो प्लान करके पूरा एक प्लॉट है जिसके ऊपर मैं अभी बाद में बताता हूँ, तो ये आपने अपने आप को बचाना है। जो अपने बच्चों का मुस्तकबिल बचाना चाहता है इस मुल्क में, आप अगर इसके खिलाफ नहीं खड़े होंगे, किसी ने और आके आपको नहीं बचाना। कौम खड़ी होती है इसके ऊपर, ये बदी के खिलाफ। जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट का फैसला आया, मायूसी हुई मुझे, लेकिन मैं ये वाज़ेह कर दूं कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट और पाकिस्तान की अदलिया की मैं इज़्ज़त करता हूं। मैंने एक ही दफ़ा जेल गुजारी है और वो आज़ाद अदलिया की तहरीक के अंदर मैं जेल में गया, क्योंकि ये मेरा ईमान है कि जब तक एक मुल्क के अंदर इंसाफ नहीं होता, कोई भी मुहज़्ज़ब माशरा उसकी बुनियाद इंसाफ पे होती है, और जो इंसाफ के गार्डियन होते हैं वो आपकी अदलिया होती है। तो मैं ये कहते हुए मुझे अफसोस हुआ, और अफसोस क्यों हुआ मैं ये अपनी कौम के सामने वाज़ेह कर दूं। जो भी अदलिया का फ़ैसला हम एक्सेप्ट करते हैं, अफसोस इसलिए हुआ कि जो डिप्टी स्पीकर ने जो असेंबली प्रोग की थी उसकी।
All right, I'm going to quickly cut across to Kanwar Naeem, who's a Pakistan journalist, bringing us all the inputs from that country. Naeem, here is your Prime Minister, who now, it appears, will be facing the no-trust vote tomorrow, ideally, but blames this entirely on America, calling this a foreign conspiracy and saying that America is in cahoots with some of the opposition leaders because he knows for a fact that many of the American diplomats have been meeting his leaders, his opposition leaders, and trying to conspire to dethrone him. These are big, tall claims coming in, but the question here is, why did Imran Khan bring this up right in the nick of time, right when he's pushed out of power and when he barely has the numbers? These are statements he's making, almost playing the victim card at this moment. How does your nation look at this?
Actually, the same question is being asked by the opposition to Imran Khan as well. If he came to know about the letter on 7th of March, then why did he wait to expose that letter, and why did he wait for his own procession where he waved that letter to the public? What was he waiting for? And today in his speech to his nation, Imran Khan said that his own politicians, his opposition were meeting the American ambassador, and he's a little bit disappointed on Supreme Court. Why didn't Supreme Court look at those letters and so on? But when I was in Supreme Court, the whole since this case was going on, his own lawyers were very weak at defending him. His own lawyers could not even provide the the actual details. Even at one point of time, Naeem Bukhari said that maybe the documents are not original. The documents of the parliamentary meetings, the minutes where Qasim Soodi's signatures were missing, where Mueed Yusuf was missing, where Shah Mahmood Qureshi was missing. So actually, Imran Khan is a populist leader, and he knows which card to play at what time. Today he was praising India, and when Nawaz Sharif used to praise India, he used to call him traitor. So this is a routine of populist politics in Pakistan. So this is what Imran Khan has been doing.
Yeah, and what we heard of him today was almost a prime minister teary-eyed, trying to emotionally influence the public of Pakistan. In fact, Alia, Zehra, also a Pakistan journalist who've been tracking all the developments in the parliament as it unfolded in the last week, Alia. Here is Imran Khan, finally, as he's cornered. He's now given out a clarion call for people and public of Pakistan to come out, protest, to save the democracy. He calls your country a banana republic, saying that this is about time that people in Pakistan, like they do in the Western countries, he says, Western countries, you'd see a situation like this where horse trading happens, etc., because people of those Western countries wouldn't allow them to do so. Even praised India multiple times in his speech here, and now has called out for people of Pakistan to come out on the streets on Sunday evening. And this happens to be a day after the no trust vote. So he's sure to be voted out.
Yeah, so it is certainly an admission of defeat, and he's finally accepted that he is on his way out. At first, he was not ready to accept it, and he said that he was upset over the Supreme Court verdict, but at the same time, he said that he would accept it. And it is clear that he's understood that there is no other option for him now. And
yeah, go on.
The next setup would be imported, and which is why he's asking people to come out on the roads. And it is certainly kind of not just an admission of defeat, but he's also kind of trying to get some face saving by saying that it was the US that was behind this whole drive against him, the opposition's efforts against him. And instead of admitting the fact that he was not able to, woo his dissenting members who left.
All right, Alia, thank you very much. But we understand now, Pakistan, of course, the entire country currently in doldrums. It seems like Imran Khan now almost conceding defeat. He's going to be facing the no trust vote tomorrow, and it appears he does not have the numbers. So Imran Khan, possibly, finally, for the last time, will be graciously facing the no trust vote, as he should have done much earlier, but he's been forced to because of the Supreme Court. Let's see what happens. India Today continues to keep the spotlight.